Well, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bog. Diecast Loonie issued a challenge about your favorite TV and movie cars. So I grabbed a decent selection, and I hope it meets the challenge. If you get a chance to check out his channel, it's Diecast Loonie. It's really good. I'll put a link in the description below. So let me reposition and we'll take a look at the cars. Well, we'll get the two obvious ones out of the way. Is the 60s TV series Batmobiles, which I think are the quintessential TV cars everybody remembers, at least for a certain age. I have two examples here. One, I guess, is the mainline version, and the other one is a more updated, upscale version with a lot more graphics on it, a lot more pinstriping and stuff like that. Of course, it's the original Batmobile here, which is the one that everybody remembers the most, and it is, you know, an iconic car from the series that everybody remembers. Everybody, you know, is the Tim Burton Batmobile or the Tumbler and whatever it is, but these are the cars that I prefer the most and are the most iconic to me. I'll move on to the next one. Of course, everybody, you know, remembers the James Bond Aston Martin DB5. This isn't, of course, from the series. It's missing the opening panel at the top and the little cutout that would be the shield there, but I don't have that example yet. I actually should pick it up, but this is a very close approximation, and I think works really well for the challenge. Everybody's, you know, seems to be able to remember the DB5 very well, and again, another super iconic car. The next one, of course, is another iconic James Bond car, the Esprit, the Lotus Esprit from Spy Who Loved Me, and you know, it's one of the most iconic cars that there was. That it, oop, oh, I lost one. It was the car that turned into the submarine. And of course, this is the Lotus Esprit in the submarine look or transformation, and this one's actually really neat. It has, you know, it does have movable fins, nice detail in the back. You got the periscope, and the front opening where the rockets or harpoons were. So that's one of the most iconic ones from that series. And we'll move on to the next one. And I'm sure on this next one here, I'm sure a few of the guys who are going to be doing a challenge will have this one too. And how can you not? You know, the most iconic speeder that's from Star Wars, Luke Skywalker's land speeder, that was just released a little while ago. It is one that's always sought after. It was released in 2020, and they did a really nice job on the speeder itself. Hot Wheels did, and you can't go wrong with the land speeder. Move on to the next one. Of course, everybody recognizes the the Flintstones mobile. It's another one of those iconic cars that has been out, and Hot Wheels does do a fairly decent job in presenting this vehicle. If you loved the Flintstones cartoon series, then that one is the one you have to have, right? I'll move on to the next one. The next one, of course, is the hovering DeLorean from, I think, Back to the Future 2. I can't remember anymore, but again, the classic shape of the DeLorean from the movie, within wheels down mode so as to hover, and you can't go wrong but to, every time you see this car, even if it's in this just general street version, what is the movie you think about? Back to the Future. Yeah, it's one of my, it's an all-time favorite movie, and of course a very iconic car. So I'll go on to the next one. I think no TV and movie challenge would be complete without KITT, the iconic Knight Rider car with its little red light array. It is, you know, a car that I remember growing up when this car came out, and it was just an amazing shape. It was just beautiful, and you could see the interior. They did actually quite nice, adding the steering wheel in it and the little screens, which I guess by today's standards would be really passé considering what they're coming out with now. I think everybody drives a KITT except it doesn't talk to you, unless maybe some of the higher end models. Again, you know, Hot Wheels did a phenomenal job on this casting. There's one thing you know, with the nice Knight license plate, you can't go wrong with this one. I think if you're a big fan of movies and TV, you have to have this one in your collection. I'd like to find the actual one where it splits in certain areas and looks like it's going into a turbo mode. I think it was mode. I think it was towards the last season where they really got bizarrely fanciful. But again, this is an iconic car. Now, what's a movie and a TV show, a vehicle, a challenge without the Homer? And the amazing car that Homer designed for his brother. With the, I guess it would be the in-laws bubble in the back. But what's a challenge without this one? It needs to be in there just for the sheer goofiness of the vehicle. But I'm sure a lot of us who have mother-in-laws or sister-in-laws would actually look at this one and go, you know, very good idea. And now the next one, I'm not even going to pause the video for it, but is the Jetsons flying car from the cartoon The Jetsons. It is, you know, a surprisingly quite a heavy model. Very good casting. And of course, as a kid of that era, you know, I always loved the Jetsons and that flying car that, you know, you'd go to work and it would scoot up into a suitcase. You can't really go wrong with that model, and it is, you know, very nicely done. A nice color. Again, another car slid off, and it is one I really like. It comes with a nice little base so it could be suspended up to make it look like it's flying. Now, from more recent animated movies that you've got from Despicable Me. You got Gru's car, and as you could see, it's a quite a neat little bruiser, and they did a really nice version of this casting. It would have been neat if they had like a little Gru in the top of here, or at least a minion or something, but see, it's a plastic base, but the rest of the body is metal. I think the engine is plastic. If that's one you remember, that's the one that's going to be coming down the road behind you with a whole set of flames. It's a really neat car. You can't go wrong with with that car. Now, those of us of a certain age will remember this TV series. Of course, I wasn't alive when this TV series ended, but here in Canada we used to have a channel called Space. It's a sci-fi channel now, or Canadian sci-fi channel. They changed the name just recently, but in the late 90s they started showing the TV series again, and it became very popular on Space. And of course, this is the Lost in Space Chariot. This one is by Johnny Lightning, and I think they did a stellar job reproducing it. It would have been nice if they did a bit more relief painting on the canopy or the bubble itself, but with it being see-through the way it is actually very, very nicely represented with all its kit and its gear, and the interior is very well done. And these are hard to find now for some odd reason, but again, the chariot from the original Lost in Space is one of my all-time favorite vehicles. Well, that's my video, everybody. I want to thank everyone for watching, and if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. And I'm having a vehicle just run away from me. And get a chance to, please visit Diecast Loonie. He has some really interesting, very nice models, and is an excellent channel. And I do recommend everybody to support him. And thank you again for watching, and I will see everybody in the next video.